Samsung pioneered the foldable space. They were one of the first to do it, and they've actually owned the category for years. But if we're being real, they've started to fall behind. Other companies have released tri-folding phones, and foldable is so thin that you mistake them for a regular phone. And software that pushes multitasking even further, like the OnePlus Open. And for a while now, people have been asking, is Samsung gonna respond? Are they gonna clap back? Well, this might be that response, the Galaxy Z Fold7. Now, before I get too far on this, no, this definitely is not a review. It's just hands-on impressions. And it's way too early for conclusions, but I do wanna talk about what I'm noticing right away, and that starts with the build. Samsung really put effort into making this thing thinner, like noticeably thinner. It doesn't feel like a typical folding brick anymore. Holding it in one hand reminds me of an S25 Ultra, and that's really impressive. When folding is just 8.9 millimeter thick and open 4.2 millimeters and 215 grams, it finally feels like a pocketable phone without sacrificing that big inner screen. The outer display is bigger too, now at 6.5 inches with a 21:9 aspect ratio, which means fewer moments where you feel like you have to unfold it. That was one of the biggest pain points I had with every fold. It feels like the screen was always too small on the outside where I was opening it up all the time for simple tasks. Now you can actually get real stuff done without opening up. Now, when you do want to open it up, that large display is still there, an 8-inch QXGA Plus Dynamic AMOLED 2X panel with Vision Booster. I mean, these names are crazy, but it's a bright, bold display, something that you'd expect from Samsung. It makes multitasking a whole lot more engaging. It's the same one on the Z Fold6, but now it's in a thinner body that doesn't feel like a two-hander every time, and that is a big win. Now, if you notice in my videos, I don't wear a lot of smartwatches anymore, but I still want that health data. And one of the best ways to do it is wearing a smart ring. And I've been rocking the one from Rincon for the past 2 months, and now it's on sale right now. So click the link in the description right now to get the best possible pricing on this during Prime Day. Big thanks to Rincon for sponsoring this portion of the video. This little thing packs a ton. Full health tracking, sleep apnea monitoring, and even stress and activity tracking, all in a design that is super sleek and ridiculously lightweight. It's only 2 millimeters thick and weighs just a couple of grams depending on your size, so you barely notice that it's on. With battery life, you easily get 10 to 12 days on a single charge, and then pair it with the smart charging case, you're looking at over 150 days without needing to bring an extra charger, which is big if you're someone like me who travels a lot. And that alone makes it a must-have because I don't want to bring cables all the time for every device everywhere I go. That just gets annoying quick. And here's a stat that caught me off guard. Over 900 million people globally are estimated to have sleep apnea, most without even knowing it. Recon is the first smart ring that can actually monitor for sleep apnea, and the data is delivered right in the app. No extra hardware and no subscription fees. The app is clean itself, easy to use, breaks down your sleep, recovery, heart rate, and more. So now is the time to jump and order one today. Use my link in the description below. Now on paper, the specs are going to be solid. Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, up to 1 terabyte of storage, Android 16 with One UI 8.0, and a 4400 milliamp battery. Now charging is 25 watt wired, fast charging 2.0, like those haven't changed. And then also with battery life, the claim is that it's actually gotten better than the Z Fold6 thanks to the new chip efficiency. I would have loved to see a 5000 milliamp battery on a device like this. When you're juggling AI features, a large dual display with higher brightness, battery headroom is so important, and people who have phones like this tend to use them more. I would hate to be a plug searching fool at 9 o'clock at night. I think the camera system might be one of the more exciting parts. The Z Fold7 brings you almost the full ultra camera experience into a foldable for the first. You do have that 200 megapixel wide angle camera, the same one used on the S25 Ultra, featuring quad pixel autofocus OIS and also that brighter sensor. Samsung's new Pro Visual engine works alongside Galaxy AI, and that brings in sharper low light images, better motion separation, faster image processing, all that good stuff. You get more detail. And yeah, I mean, kind of what you're seeing on the S25 Ultra, like what you saw there, you're gonna see here too. And the ultra wide now supports autofocus, which means macro shots are gonna be sharper and more usable. And then you have a 3x telephoto which also gets the software boost for better edge detection. And I have no reason not to believe that it's not going to look nice, but you don't have those crazy zoom levels like you have on the Ultra. So you are limited when it comes to that zoom length. Now what's really unique is that Samsung engineered a slimmer camera actuator. It's 18% smaller to make all this stuff work in a new thinner body. So you're upgrading the camera, but you're also able to not make it stick out like a lot of cameras do. We have new selfies on the front of the phone, new selfie on the inside of the screen. I mean, you know, nothing to really write home about, but it is a upgrade across the board for the camera system. So big ups to Samsung on that. There's definitely more under the hood. The hinge is completely redesigned. It's called the Armor Flex hinge, and it uses a water droplet style fold with a multi-rail structure that helps reduce stress on the display and minimizes the crease. The cover screen is now made with Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2, and the back uses Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. The frame and hinge is using advanced armor aluminum, which is 10% stronger than before. Internally, the ultra thin glass is now thickened by 50%, and Samsung also added a titanium plate for extra durability. So it's thinner, lighter, stronger. On the software side, Galaxy AI is baked into One UI 8 in a way that you are going to expect. I mean, every major phone is big on AI. We're gonna talk AI, but a lot of this stuff is what we've seen before. Now it's coming to this phone, the same stuff we saw in the S25 Ultra. So I'm not gonna talk about all those features, but something I will say though, is that this phone is not designed to work with the S Pen anymore. So if you're a big S Pen user, you will not have access to the S Pen on this phone. They are no longer using it. They said due to design and it being thinner, it can't support the S Pen. So if you're a big S Pen person, sorry. Some non-sexy updates. Security got better with the all-new Knox Enhanced Encryption Protection, or KEEP. That basically sandboxes your app data even more in a more secure environment. And also the new Wi-Fi 7 support with quantum safe encryption. I don't know what that means, but I hear that's some pretty cool future-proofing stuff. I think the most important part here is that it feels like Samsung's actually listening. They're not just refining or reacting. They're taking feedback seriously. You know, other companies have been bold and Samsung hasn't had the answers. But this feels like a statement, a foldable that finally feels like something designed to be used all day, every day, without much compromise. Is it as thin as some other folding phones? No. Is it a trifold? No. But does this phone have to be? I mean, when it comes to like major flagship phones on the Android landscape, Samsung is up there as the best phones in my personal opinion. So Samsung may not have to reach down and be the thinnest phone, but what they can do is give us the best folding phone.